Right, next topic is the retirement of Alan Horn, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Disney Studios. Now, we've all been expecting this for a long time because he said from, I think, last year that he wanted to retire. But it's sad because it's going to be effective December 31st, I believe.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not only that, but even though Bob Iger has stepped down as CEO and given that to Bob Chapek, who's done a fucking shit job. Sorry for my language.
Yeah,
he's done a shit job. But he's remained as chairman up until the end of the year when he will leave as well. So basically, it's the end of an era with these two leaving at the end of the year. It's a big loss. It's a big loss for Disney. Alan Horn is probably one of the main reasons, along with Kevin Feige and a couple others, why Disney made so much money in the box office in the last few years.
Right.
Disney have made so much money in the box office and got so many billion-dollar films that they've made people now believe that if you don't earn $1 billion at the box office, you're not a success, which is bullshit, basically. But that's how successful they've been. And just to reiterate that.
But then Disney were always successful.
Not all the time. Not all the time in the box office. Not all the time in the box office. I just want to... This comes from Deadline, but I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I just want to read a certain part of this just to show you the impact that Alan Horn had on Disney Studios. So it says here in Deadline, Horn's 9-year track record saw Disney expand its productions beyond the big screen to streaming. All in, during his reign, Disney set several box office records, clicking past 7 billion in 2016 and 18, and get this, 11 billion in 2019. The only motion picture studio to hit such levels. 20 movies at Disney surpassed the $1 billion mark globally. A dozen of which are in the top 20 and 5 of which are in the top 10 worldwide releases of all time. That includes the biggest domestic release of all time, domestic being US, in Star Wars The Force Awakens, and the second biggest global release of all time in Avengers Endgame, because as we know, Avatar's now taken over because they re-released it in China or some crap. Okay.
Did they?
Yeah. That's why it's taken off, because it was Endgame that was number 1. Now it's number 2. Because and at some point they will re-release Endgame and then Endgame would take over. Disney owned both of them, so they win either way.
Yeah.
As you can see from that, Alan Horn was integral to Disney's box office success. This is a man who was being pushed out around 2010, 2011, being pushed out of Warner Brothers because they were said at 60-something years old, he was out of touch.
Past it.
Yeah. As soon as Bob Iger heard that, he said, no, please don't retire, because he was planning to retire.
Come on in,
gentlemen. Gentleman.
Come on in.
And run the movie section of Disney, which includes Marvel, Pixar, Lucasfilm, the whole shebang.
So he was running all of that?
He was running all of it. He was in charge of everything.
So he's responsible for all the Toy Story and all them?
He's responsible for all of it.
Wow.
Now, at that time, Kevin Feige, as some of you will know, was having a big issue with Ike Perlmutter, who was the head of the studio at the time. Ike Perlmutter, being a Trump fan and
out racist,
pretty much, didn't want any superheroes of color being made, any movies or TV, and also of female superheroes, which Kevin Feige really wanted to do. So Kevin Feige at that time was going to leave Marvel. So he told Bob Iger this, and Bob Iger then brought in Alan Horn, restructured so that Alan Horn runs all of the movie section, but Kevin Feige has autonomy over Marvel Studios.
Right.
Got rid of Ike Perlmutter, And the rest is history. As you've seen,
Okay.
Black Panther, 1.3 billion out of the single character films, made the most money.
Okay.
Captain Marvel, another $1 billion film. You know, then you have the successes of Jessica Jones on Netflix. Although that wasn't done by Marvel Studios, but you know, you know, you got Luke Cage and whatnot, who will be coming to the MCU at some point, as Kevin Feige did say. So Alan Horn he's very much a hands-off guy in the sense that he will allow, as I said, Kevin Feige had autonomy at Marvel Studios. So he pretty much could do what he wanted, and he just tell Alan Horn, this is what I'm doing. Alan Horn will be like, okay, mate, you do your thing, knowing that he's got it. He's got it in hand. Same with the people that ran Lucasfilm. Although a lot of people have a lot of issues with the Star Wars films, they still made plenty of money. They were still $1 billion films.
I have issues with the Star Wars film.
I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I
But what about the original Star Wars? When you was a kid?
Again, I wasn't a big Star Wars fan.
See, I liked the first, Return of the
I liked
Jedi,
him. I liked him. One thing I will say, we're just going to go off on a tangent, but one thing I will say is that when I watched The Force Awakens, I watched The Force Awakens even though I wasn't a Star Wars fan, because John Boyega was part of our drama school at the time. And so I wanted to show support.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed because for me, Star Wars was all about the lightsaber fights, and there was very little of that in that film. So yeah, that's just
just because of that.
I'm not a Star Wars fan, bro. You know, so
I'm a Star Wars fan, but I was a bit disappointed.
With all three of these movies that just came
ever
out.
Since the ones after the originals.
Yes.
I think they were all
a lot of people have issues with those. I've spoken to a lot of Star Wars fans, and they've all got issues with them.
I've watched all of them once.
Right.
But the original Return of the Jedi and New Hope and whatnot, 1,000 times.
And me saying that as not a fan, and when I say I'm not a fan, it's not I don't like the movies. I'm just not, like, I'm a Marvel guy.
Yeah.
He knows I'm a Marvel guy. I'm probably as enthusiastic about Marvel films as he is about Star Wars.
No.
It's not that I don't like Star Wars. I'm just not into it. But saying that, I've watched the original three.
How many times?
Many times. I've lost count.
Yeah.
So you're right in that respect.
Yeah, that's what
you're
I'm
right.
saying.
And I will watch it again if it comes on.
But I'll see the newer Star Warses and I'll be like, I'll just move on.
But again, he's head of those. He's head of Pixar. Pixar killed it.
Yeah.
This guy, Alan Horn.
Yeah,
Alan.
Killed it.
I mean, to be honest, Warner Brothers made a massive mistake pushing this guy out the door. Bob Iger was just like, yes, come here. You're not retiring. And funnily enough, a good something that a lot of people don't know about Alan Horn, he's a black belt in karate.
Okay.
He's that good that he actually appeared in Black Belt magazine some years back.
He's that good?
He's that good.
Okay.
He's that good. So that's an interesting trivia about Alan Horn. You know?
I didn't know.
But the story of Alan Horn is also good for people who are later on in life, who are umming and ahhing about whether to start something new. He was being pushed out the door of Warner Brothers for not being in touch at the age of 64. If you'd have told him then that your biggest success as a movie executive is still to come
after that,
having been in the industry for 40 odd years at that time, he would have said you're crazy. So it just goes to show you guys, no matter how old you are, chase them dreams. Seriously, chase them dreams. Yeah?
Fully.
But yeah, man. But it really is an end of an era, because Bob Iger's now going to be stepping down as chairman as well at the end of the year. Bob Chapek, who's now taking over as CEO, is ruining things at Disney. Leon, you hearing all of this? What do you feel like there's going to be a big impact with Alan Horn leaving?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because business is cutthroat. They've got a standard. And someone's head will roll if they don't reach the standard.
Right.
That's why I think that.
Right.
That's why I think that. Like, they're not just going to bring in the bar's too high. The bar's too high.
Yeah.
To even get half of what they've achieved you're winning, but they can't afford it. The taste is too expensive now.
Yeah,
they can't afford to let it go.
I
mean, but without them, what they did was integral for it to be in that direction and move. So they've shown there's a different way. They've shown there's a different philosophy on how to do things. So someone's just got to take the ball and run with it.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
They can't afford it.
Yeah,
they can't afford it.
You make a very good point. Business is business.
Business is business.
I mean, with Bob Chapek running things down to the ground at the moment. As you said, it's business is business. It's only going to take a while for them to see that. Look, we're not pulling in what we used to pull in as far as our movies and stuff is concerned. Although Bob Chapek runs the whole thing, so we're talking about the parks as well and stuff like that. From what he used to be in charge of the parks, and from what the guys at the parks have said about him is that this is a big mistake. So it looks like throughout the whole shebang, which is parks, merchandising, movies, it looks like it's becoming a bit of a joke now. And so, I mean, with the pandemic notwithstanding, because obviously a lot of people can make the excuse that, we've got a pandemic, that's why we're not making so much money. And also, when it comes to the movies, at least, the cutting of the theatrical window, which I think Disney's the studio that is going to hurt the most.
Yeah.
Seeing how much they've made, or the only studio to make that kind of money.
Yeah.
The cutting of this theatrical window is going to hurt them the most. But so, do you think they could use the excuse of the pandemic to be able to hang on in there a bit longer?
For now,
Bob Chapek.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, and they will. They will. That's anyone's excuse. So it's not the same. When things go back to normal, blah, 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 blah. But,
they can only say that for so long.
Yeah, the wheels will fall off in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree.
It'll fall on his own sword in the end.
Yeah.
No one will have to do anything. The numbers don't lie.
Yes.
So, if he manages to pull it out the bag, then he manages. But otherwise, someone's watching him now. The same person, someone hired him.
Well, the shareholders.
Right.
The shareholders.
Right. Someone hired him.
You are
answerable.
As a CEO, you're answerable to the shareholders. And if they see that their stock is going down, you're gone.
You're gone.
You're gone.
You're gone.
You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
That's
it's as simple as that.
Any high-powered company, obviously,
it doesn't matter. You could have been there for 1,000 years.
Because I'll tell you this now: if Alan Horn and Bob Iger wanted to stay there till
they're dead,
the board would allow that because they're bringing in plenty money.
Right.
Plenty money.
Too deep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're older guys now. They want to retire. I mean, Alan Horn has been wanting to retire since 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So he can now do that.
Big old man now.
Yeah. Alan Horn's 74. Bob Iger's probably near that or even older.
Yeah, they need to relax.
They just want to chill now. They got all the money now. They just want to chill. Yeah. And I can't blame them.
Do you think you want to work that hard till 74 though?
Yeah, but then how hard are they really working? Because if imagine if you, like I said, he all the studio heads have autonomy. So it's not like he has to work very hard in like, what are you doing, Kevin Feige? I want to see this, I want to see that. He knows he can trust Kevin Feige. So he's pretty much going to be like, yeah, do your thing. He's just going to delegate, like, do your thing.
He's just
you do your thing. Oversee it. If things go wrong, he's in trouble, which obviously that never happened because Disney have made money hand over fist. So how much work is he really doing? Yeah. But I could be wrong. I've never been in those positions. You've never been in those positions.
That's what I'm not saying.
So we don't know. I mean, any of you CEOs or COOs, let us know.
Are you really working? Are you just telling people what to do?
Know what I mean?
Sending a couple emails. You done that too,
yeah, you know what I mean? But what do you guys feel about this news? Alan Horn retiring effective December 31st. Also, Bob Iger leaving at around that time as well. Do you think it's an end of an era for Disney? And how do you think Disney copes with Bob Chapek as CEO moving forward? Drop us some comments down below and let us know.